welcome back. It's Marta from PNW Bettas. I don't really know what this video is going to be. It is currently Monday and I'm working on shipping orders. Though we're not open, but I kind of want the light on. Yay. I don't normally turn on all my lights when I'm here and we're not open, but I think that looks better in the video. I don't even necessarily know what this video is going to be about. I just know that I have not been posting a lot, and I was watching YouTube and watching other people work on stuff, not even fish related, but then I just realized that I could be filming right now instead of watching other people do things. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit of my shipping process and just some of the things that I'm working on today. I feel like I always try to film when I have like a lot going on or I have like a lot to show you guys, and that's not today. I don't have a lot to show you necessarily. I don't know really what I'm doing with my social media. I think I've been wanting to invest more time into YouTube for a long time, and I've been saying that for a long time too. And I just haven't been able to figure out a system or a way to consistently post that works for me. And I've also just been really burnt out from it. I don't know if I just need something different or just do something different, and that's kind of what this is, I guess. I'm just throwing up my camera and I'm showing you what I'm doing in a really casual way, and we're gonna see how that goes. We're gonna see if I edit this together tonight and get it posted, hopefully. And maybe you like kind of more casual rambly style videos where I just show you stuff. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, so I have already worked on a little bit of my shipping, and I can show you what I've already done. I did already print another big stack of live fish labels. I have a coffee from home. I didn't finish my coffee this morning, so I brought it with me. I've printed a bunch of our unboxing and acclimation guides, and I've started packing up fish. So this is an order of shrimp that's going out. Got the unboxing acclimation guide in there, the shrimp themselves all packed up, packing slip and the shipping label that goes with this order. That all goes together so I don't end up with the wrong fish getting shipped with the wrong label. So once they've been packed and identified, they go together. I only have a few orders shipping this week. We're kind of just getting back into the shipping season after the holidays and everything. Also, the US is having a lot of inclement weather right now. So there are some orders that we also can't ship just because they're in the areas that are still getting a lot of snow. Into deep negatives. There were so many orders that I was looking at where it wasn't even just that it was below the shipping window. It was -15, and I can't ship below 25. So because of this, there has been a good amount of cancellations this season, which is unfortunate. I hate doing that. When it comes to live animals, there's only so long I can take a specific fish and reasonably hold them while it's negative to wait for it to become warmer. When it's things like sorority boxes or shrimp, I'm not selling those specific 5 shrimp, or a sorority group where I could wait and it could be a different batch of females, so I don't have to have those fish sit. What I don't want to do is photograph a specific individual male and then have them have to sit in the store and wait to ship because they've been ordered when it's super cold. Which is why I love shipping in the spring and the fall and the summer. Summer obviously has its own issues, but with tropical fish, the temperature being on the hot end is a little bit easier to deal with sometimes than it being on the cold end. I haven't showed you, I haven't posted about it on YouTube yet. This is Phoebe. She's currently trying to break out of her little pet gate, but she, makes some good progress here. But this is our little, she wants her head scritches. This is our store bunny, Phoebe, what it looks like to customers. So if you're shopping in the store, you are always welcome to come up to the pet gate and pet the bun bun if she is here. These pets between her eyes, this is her favorite spot. I do actually have quite a bit of other things I want to get done. Sometimes Mondays take my entire day. If we have 50 plus orders, it takes quite a while to ship. And we're doing it all day. But with it just being a few orders today, I have a bunch of other stuff I do want to get done. So I should really stop hanging out with a bunny and actually get to packing. Not that I'm super in a time crunch, luckily, because I get out. So we do one on each side. Before they're built, I just tend to flip them like that. And then I set them aside, and then we build them. Things at the retail store have been going pretty good, actually. Soft opening was July, so we've been open the end of 2024 and then all of 2025. So we're about a year and a half now, maybe a little bit more. We have been growing a lot. I have a lot more consistent stocking of things. I'm sure if you're local, you've been seeing us grow out a lot too, because when we first opened our soft opening, it was super empty in here because we just building a store is really expensive. I'm I'm all self-funded. I don't have an investor or anybody who just gave me a huge chunk of money to do this. I built this all completely from scratch. And so it was just completely empty in here when we opened. I had barely anything. I had less than $10,000 in inventory, which is insane for a retail store. But that is very, very different now. We're a year and a half in, and I'm at the point where I am planning a new grid wall shelf and taking down some displays because I need more room for product. We are kind of solidifying our ordering schedule. One of my fish vendors does a delivery route every 2 weeks, so I order on that. I have another, I just realized I have to order fish today. That was the thing I was about to say, which is I have a second vendor that has not as good pricing, but they have some stuff that my other vendor doesn't always have in stock, so I'll order from them sporadically. And this is one of the weeks I'm not getting a delivery, so I'm gonna be ordering from that vendor and they will be shipped. And the reason I just realized that that's significant is because you guys can come with me to make that order today, and you can see a little bit of like the fish ordering process, like how I make decisions on like what to order for the store. I love ordering fish. I just hate receiving them when then I have to like unbox all of them because that's very time consuming, but it's so fun to order. I'm sure it will be more fun when I get to order and someone else gets to unbox them, which is kind of how plants work now, because my employee handles most of plant unboxing, which is what's happening this week. Plants are also every other week, so I have a plant order that I've already made, which will be shipping tomorrow and arriving Wednesday. So last week we had a fish delivery, this week we'll have a plant delivery, fish, plants, fish, plants. So pretty much we always have something arriving. And that's gonna kind of be the plan going forward. We also do a 2-week quarantine schedule. So then every 2 weeks I have new fish going on quarantine, fish coming off quarantine, and then sporadically every now and then we'll kind of have like supplemental orders going in there. So sometimes we'll have fish coming up every week too, depending on that schedule. Not everything quarantines perfectly in 2 weeks. Sometimes things happen, but for the most part, 2 weeks is kind of the minimum or the baseline that we do. I am a huge advocate for quarantine. I think every local fish store should quarantine. I also think every wholesaler should quarantine, but I recognize that that doesn't really happen. And if you're buying from a fish store that doesn't quarantine, you're buying fish that are not quarantined, period. Because very few wholesalers quarantine, and even the ones that say that they do, their quarantine like practices are gonna probably be different than what you as a hobbyist would want to like consider quarantine. A lot of wholesalers will bring in fish, they'll sit them in the tanks for a week, and if they don't die, they'll send them out. And a lot of them don't, and they'll pretty much just land the fish directly from overseas and then bag them back up and send them out to the stores. Sometimes like within a day or the same day. Like sometimes the fish basically just change bags before they go to you. If they're getting in a delivery like right before they ship your order, that just means that you're getting fish like directly from overseas that sometimes are a little bit more sensitive because they're more stressed from all the transport, and oftentimes can have more like illnesses and stuff like that too. I absolutely love working with local breeders, but it is definitely a challenge because it just is a lot more coordination. Like let's say I have 10 species of fish I need to stock, and I have one vendor I can order all 10 species from, or I have 10 different hobbyists I have to contact when I need new fish. And so one thing that I find really helpful is if you're a local breeder, you should definitely do this. When you're trying to contact stores and trying to sell fish to them, give them a price list and quantities. Tell them, hey, I have a bunch of X fish and you should have a bunch of them. Like, I don't think anyone is gonna buy anything unless in a bag of 25 for the most part. Maybe if it's like a less common thing, but like most schooling fish, quarry, stuff like that, like most stores are gonna want at least a bag of 25. And so make sure you have that. I also find it really helpful when people send pricing, when they just kind of give me a price list. Hey, I have these plecos, they cost this much. I have these rams, they're this much each. I have these danios, they're this much each. Because then I, as a store, can kind of make those decisions a lot easier. Look at what I pay from other vendors. Okay, well, these are locally bred, so like I'm willing to pay a little bit more for them. Okay, well then I have to make an offer to this person and to see if it works for them. And then we go back and forth via email. I think the people who are most serious about selling to stores and the most, who make the most money selling from stores, they just come to me and they say, I have these fish, this is how much they are. And whenever I need new fish, I'll just be like, hey, you got more of this, you got more of that. They'll send me what they have, I'll make an order. My favorite local breeders also generate me an invoice. And those are the people who I've paid the most money to for locally bred stuff. I am rambling far too much. We need to get working. Anyway, the store is going well. We're gonna probably do a wholesale order for fishies before we leave the shop today, so I can show you guys that process. First, we're gonna finish these orders. The insulated boxes are really nice. They are cooler style. I get them from Uline, and I order them on skid lots. That's how we get the cheap pricing. And then I buy boxes that fit the outside dimensions. They're bought separately, but you can normally find a pretty good fit. That is how I get these boxes for like, I think it's $7 each when I'm getting them by the pallet, which is a pretty good deal. And then I stab every box I put a little hole in it like that, and that allows for there to be a little bit of airflow to keep the heat packs activated during transit. If you don't puncture your boxes and you're using molded ones like this, they're not working. And I've actually received fish from people like this, where I've ordered fish and I get a box that has a 72-hour heat pack that is providing no heat, even if it was delivered overnight. And then I bring that heat pack out of the box. 10 minutes later, once it's out of the box, it heats right back up because it still has heating. It's just they literally choked out their heat pack and caused their fish to get too cold. In the summertime, we also can use smaller boxes. They don't quite have to be this big, at least for one fish. All right, the boxes are ready. Now we just gotta bag up all the fish so we can start packing them into boxes. I have 2 orders that are going overnight. One of them has 1 fish and one of them has 4 fish. Each bag gets about a cup of water, and then my favorite thing to use for bettas is shrimp nets because they hold their shape, so I can pour them into the bags without having to like use 2 hands. And they're a super soft mesh and really, really gentle. So these are great for shrimp, but they're also perfect for bettas. This one that I'm shipping here is a candy double tail pecan. I bag fish in a way so that the seal is always permanent. So I either tie them or I use a bag clipper, which like applies a permanent aluminum clip. The fish also always get double bagged. And then like I showed you before, we put the fish, once it's been bagged, in there with the shipping label and packing slip and everything so that this stays together. This one has 4 fish. This is a candy Dumbo female, a black samurai female, so the other 2 fish in this order is a red Super Delta male, and then this one is a royal blue half moon male. Dumbo is so pretty. There is these 4. Got the Dumbo, samurai, our blue and our red. And then there's the shipping label. Put it together. Now I just got 5 more orders to bag. Oh. I think I'm gonna just show you how I pack these up for the 2 UPS orders, and then I'll just like off screen do the other 5. Because I think watching me just like bag a bunch of fish is gonna be a little boring. But anyway, this is how we do the boxes, right? Here's our empty box. The first thing I will do is put some paper in there. I have a paper roll. I'll start, oh, can't have nails. They're not even long, and I just, oh, I hate that feeling. All right, I start by putting some packing paper in the box. This is the one with 1 fish. I'll kind of wrap them up in this bag, which is just like another barrier if the bag is to leak. The fish then gets wrapped up and in the box. I don't know if you can really tell, but they're kind of put in at like an angle diagonally. I then pack around the fish with more packing paper. And I generally get like a small layer on top. And then I use our heat pack. I do still use 72-hour or at least a 40-hour in these overnight boxes. Overnight boxes don't get delayed very often, but if they do, it's like by 1 day. And so you always want to make sure you have a little bit of extra heating in there. Oh, and then it's also important to make sure you know what orientation your heat pack is, so double checking. You want that red line facing the fish. I'll put my lid on top after the heat pack goes in. The shipping label can go on the box, and then they get shipped with an unboxing affirmation guide. So this just has like our DOA policy written out again, so that if the fish doesn't make it, they have that like really easily accessible. They don't have to go online to review it. And then it also has some unboxing information. So if you've never unboxed a fish before, you never had a fish shipped, you know how to handle it. Got it all taped shut, and then the label's on top, and this is ready to go to UPS. This is the last one I'm gonna show you guys. This is the one that has 4 fish. So I'll put a little bit less packing paper at the bottom. And then with like 4 to 6 fish, I put them in vertically, right in there. Give us some more paper so they don't move around at all. And then we'll stick that heat pack in there. Got my guide there. I don't live in a very big city, and it's no secret where I live because I have a retail store that I obviously want you guys to come into. So please come shop in Corvallis, Oregon. In Corvallis is not a very big city, and the nearest hub is Portland, which is about an hour and a half from here. And so that means my cutoff times are early. With UPS, I have to get all of my boxes there by 3:30. So those are my 2 overnight boxes. I do actually have 2 overnight boxes shipping tomorrow for Wednesday delivery, just because it's too cold tomorrow for both of those 2 places. I'm gonna go get those 5 packed and we will reconvene when I'm ready to go take them to the post office. I did decide I wanted to show you the fish that I'm shipping real quick because I don't show Bettas enough. So this is probably my favorite one that we're shipping this week. This is actually the 2nd time he's sold. He got sold last week pretty much immediately, and then he was not able to ship due to weather. It was like a hard cancellation because it was super, super cold. And then we ended up refunding them, and then in less than 24 hours he resold again. And this one is a good temperature, so we're gonna get him shipping today. This red Copper Galaxy is also shipping today. And I have this very spunky pastel half moon. I just have to show this fish because I actually cannot believe that he hasn't sold yet. He's definitely my favorite half moon. And this veil tail next to him is also really pretty, but I haven't photographed him yet. But yeah, this is the other one that we're shipping, this red dragon. And this guy's still available as of now. Of course, by the time I edit this, he could have already been sold, but by the time I'm filming this, he's still available. And then this one right here is the last fish that I'm shipping today, which is a red dragon half moon. And he's looking real pretty. And this guy is, as of the time I'm filming this, also still in stock. It's a Nemo veil tail. I almost missed this as well. I gotta go pack a 5-gallon plant pack. We can go low, medium, light, no CO2. So if you're ordering online and you want to have the Bettas shipped with the plants, you can ship the 5-gallon and the 10-gallon plant packs in the Betta boxes and they won't add any additional shipping. The 20-gallon plant packs, however, I do ship plants that are too tall and also just too big to fit in the boxes, so those ones are shipped separately. This is our plant selection after 2 weeks of selling through. We also have a new order shipping Wednesday. So I don't know what I'm gonna put in this. It's a 5-gallon tank. So smaller stuff. No CO2 and low, medium, light. So we'll pick out some good stuff. I know I have more Anubias Nana coming in, so we could do some Nana. It's a very popular, smaller Anubias. I try to not pick plants that are too huge. This one is a Rotala Rendifolia Green. Also got some nice looking potted dwarf sag. I also didn't show you guys this yet, but we still do have a bunch of stuff in the Foresta. So this will be fully filled out on Wednesday, but good amount of stuff left over still. All right, so I finished packing up all of the boxes. It is 2 UPS, and then it's actually 7 USPS. I was wrong. There was 2 others that I think I missed, so I ended up packing those because I had printed the labels for them. So those are all packed up. 7 for USPS. These are the 2 for UPS. Based on the time right now, we're just gonna take both of these at the same time. I've already cleaned up most of my stuff from shipping, so I just got like some trash to take out. But otherwise, it is pretty cleaned up. And I also cleaned the bunny room so we can say hi to Phoebe, and I can show you a little bit more of her space over here. We got our back room, which is a little messy for sure. This is where we do all our jar cleaning and stuff. I have my bearded dragon. I have my other reptile enclosures. There is her litter box. She's got some hay, also in the hay bag. She's got her food and her water there. And then she also will get some greens and stuff when I feed my dragon, and like treats and stuff like that, and other little things to munch on. I put her bin of toys. This is like her toy bin away when I'm like vacuuming the rug. I use like a broom and then the push broom, because an actual vacuum is kind of loud on a day-to-day basis. And this is not like a real carpet. It's just like a waterproof pet rug for her traction. So it's not very easy to like vacuum with a real vacuum. So I use that thing. And it does a pretty good job. I could use a little bit more of this stuff, but it's mainly just so she can have zoomies and not like slip. So her like bedding and stuff. And then, yeah, this is her treat bin. I put it away when I vacuum, and then I can take them all back out. She's got a bunch of like different toys and chews and stacking cups and stuff like that. Timothy Carrot, she's working through a couple other like half-eaten chews and stuff in here, and the little bunny blocks. I'll probably leave the like assorted ones in here, but I kind of like to take out some more of her little things to mess with. Sometimes I'll put treats in here, like in between her, and I get her new stuff all the time because these don't last very long, as you can tell, and I've restuffed this with hay a few times as well, but it gives her a lot of things to chew on. Of course, she still chews on the wall. But I will be fixing all of that before we move out, paying for it, of course, and doing all the repairs. And I'll probably replace it with something nicer, actually. I'll probably do like, I don't know, the rubber is kind of gross looking as a baseboard. And the rest of the building, like the rest of it has wood. Like all the other baseboards are wood. So I low-key might replace it with just wood and quarter round, so it looks nicer. But not while she's here, because she'll just eat it. But all my other shelves are like metal for my reptiles. And it's about 2:10 right now. I just have to go get those UPS dropped off before 3 p.m. is like the technical time, but the driver doesn't come until 3:30. So as long as I'm there before like 3:30, they'll still be picked up, or they'll still go on the air truck. And then I just have to go drop off the USPS ones. Those will be put on the truck at 4:30. So that 4:30 is kind of the cutoff for that. And they get dropped off in the back at the commercial drop off. You can see her ears in the corner. I am still gonna order fish with you guys today, although I'll probably do that once I get back to my apartment. And I'm also gonna make a little stop at Home Depot on my way home just to pick up a couple things. I really hate bringing like glass or reusable coffee cups to work because I always forget them and then they end up getting like rotten before I take them home. I remembered this one, but I normally bring like plastic or like disposable paper cups to work. I think I'm gonna make my second coffee at home today, but I do make coffee with an espresso a lot at work, and I do it iced or hot, and I actually use my own coffee in a lot of them as well. Time to leave the shop, like actually this time, so I'm gonna turn off all the lights. This bad boy. All my other lights are on timers, and I don't have to touch them. All the boxes to the post office. I'm not even gonna cut this video. I'm gonna keep you guys on video the entire time I drive to the post office. You can see just how far away it is. But we're gonna drop those off first. Sometimes I'll take the UPS ones first if I'm doing it in like separate trips or if I'm like really close to the cutoff. But USPS is so close that if I'm taking them all in one car trip, it's easier just to go drop off the post office ones first. It's like literally around the corner. Be a little slower to wait for someone. Okay, I cut it there because I was waiting for people to cross the street, but it's so far away. And now I'm turning into the UPS parking lot, or the USPS parking lot. I said the wrong one. Really, UPS and USPS, one of them should change it because like it's too many similar letters. It's like exactly the same letters actually. And this is where all the drop-offs are done. It's in the back of the post office. I used to take them into the post office, but if you have like 20 boxes to scan or sometimes more, they don't like that. It's a lot easier for the people back here to scan them. So there is the 7 boxes. And now we're gonna drive over to the UPS store. And luckily the UPS store is actually pretty close to Home Depot, so I'll have to backtrack just a little bit. And then we'll go order fish. There is the UPS store. I really need to clean my windshield. I don't like filming in public, so you guys will not be coming with me. Okay, I'm back in the car. That sucks. I did not drop off the boxes, and I have an update. So essentially, I could drop off the boxes right now, but they told me due to a larger air delay, they will just sit at the distribution center overnight and they won't actually go out until Tuesday. I'm really grateful that they told me that. I picked at my chin and now it's so red because I did check the service alerts and there were none in our state or either of the states I'm shipping to. So I don't know what to do about this as a whole because what it seems like is that they were sent this local alert that isn't available to their customers. I feel like I'm explaining this really poorly. Essentially, they're telling me that they got an internal alert that all air boxes would be delayed until Tuesday, like they wouldn't leave Oregon until Tuesday. But as far as I'm able to tell, at least talking to the people of the UPS office, there's no way for me to look up this information other than calling the store before I go in to see if they've gotten an alert about a delay. They could be wrong about this. Maybe there's something online. I'm gonna give like the larger UPS number a call so I can figure out if there's like a way for me to look this up online. But the problem here is that these heat packs are kind of useless. I opened 3A heat packs, and if I use them tomorrow, it takes off 24 hours. And while they should be on time and still have 48 hours left, I don't like using already opened heat packs. So I'm gonna take these back to the shop. I'm gonna email both customers and just let them know that they'll be going out tomorrow for Wednesday delivery, and it should still be fine. It won't really have any issues. The fish can sit safely in our fish room overnight, but it sucks because I have to throw away those heat packs. Luckily, it's only 2, and there's like no way I can find out about these delays before literally arriving at the UPS store to drop them off. And I'm assuming if I had done a pickup, like a commercial pickup, like is traditional, I take mine into the UPS office because of the time that they normally come downtown is before I have my boxes ready. So I don't do a commercial pickup. But if I had done a commercial pickup, which is standard, I don't think I would have even known about this. They told me that they weren't alerted of this delay until 1 p.m. And when the drop-off time is 3 p.m., especially if I have more orders, I can't wait until 1 p.m. to start packing my orders. Okay, look at this. Look at that parking job. This is my car right here. I just realized that as I was walking to the store, that guy is still in his truck. So he definitely saw me making fun of his parking job, and he also possibly heard me comment on it, so oops. I think you know where I'm at, so I'm just gonna go in. I'm home. I am going to eat something and make a coffee, and then we're gonna go work on that wholesale order. I was talking about this earlier, but this is when I like make coffee and bring it to work. I'll bring those. I can introduce you to one of my kitties. This is Luna. She's looking for the head scratches. She is my sweetie pie. The other thing I need to do is remember to email those 2 people to let them know that their boxes are actually going to be going out tomorrow. All right, let's go ahead and get into this wholesale order. So I did already kind of look over it a little bit, and there's a couple things I already know that we need. Mainly I've kind of looked at like the bettas and like the guppies and shrimp. I know I don't really want any live bears from this vendor. I just have not had great luck with them, so I'm just gonna kind of skip the live bears. For shrimp, we're gonna get another 6 bamboo shrimp. I think we still have like 2 left. Oh my God, now it's recording. I literally just went through and made this entire wholesale order and talked through it, and then just realized that my phone wasn't actually recording this whole time. I'm gonna finish this really quickly, and then in the future, we're gonna find a solution for this. Continuing on this order, I'm gonna get some rosy loaches and some zebra loaches. Both of those are like smaller loaches. I also saw that they have panda loaches. And now I want the panda loaches because I was actually gonna get zebra loaches. I saw how much the panda loaches were and I changed my mind. So we're getting zebra loaches and rosy loaches. I'm also getting some longfin zebra danios and some glow light danios. For rasboras, we're gonna be doing 50 emerald eye rasboras. I know we're good on CPDs. I know we're good on dwarf emerald danios. I'm gonna get some longfin rosy barbs. I did get a customer request for those as well. We still have some left, but they wanted more than we had. And I think some males, because we only have females left. Tetras, I'm getting a lot. 50 rummy nose, 50 black neon tetras. I think I'm also gonna add on 25 green neon tetras because I really, really like the green ones. I try to have like 1 variety of neon tetra at a time. So like the regulars and then like the diamond head or the regular and the green. It just has like another option. I like to have cardinals too as well. I don't know if I need both because I have the diamond head right now, but it would be nice to get the green because I haven't seen them on a list in a bit. So maybe I'll add those. And then I also had 25 lemon tetras. We're not out of them, but I know that having a bigger group will be really helpful. And then I was gonna get 25 black and 25 blue of the emperors because those are like a more popular kind of larger tetra. And we have been sold out of them for a little bit. I haven't been able to get them We're gonna do the 6 bamboo shrimp, and then we're gonna do the 30 of the long nose or Pinocchio shrimp. And those are really, really good for algae eating, so they'll be going into a lot of my shrimp tanks. Attaching this to the email, and I'm sending it back over to the vendor, and including information about when we want it delivered. And I'm also going to ask them to have a Thursday delivery, which should be fine, because if it is delayed, it'll just be delivered Friday, and our weather doesn't look too bad. And that way, we'll have plants arriving Wednesday that my employee can deal with, and then I can take Wednesday off and have 1 full day off this week, and then I can come in on Thursday and unbox these fish, and that'll be a good time. I think that's it for this video. That's actually most of the fish stuff I'm going to be working on today. Going into next week, I'm going to try to list a good amount of the bettas that we have from our most recent order, and then I'm also kind of starting to work on my next betta order at this point too, so planning what's going to be coming in February. The fish that I was showing you guys that was my favorite that hadn't sold yet literally sold while I was driving home from the shop, so that guy is unfortunately not available anymore. But I will be trying to get another order of a lot of similar fish like that coming in February, because I didn't get a lot of them in January. But I'll be having more fish come in February too. As we're getting into spring, I can start bringing in more and more fish because we'll have less shipping restrictions once the US starts to warm up. I'm glad I got to show you the fish stuff and a little bit of like my ordering process and just some things I'm working on. So I hope I will be able to film more of these soon. Let me know how you guys are doing in the beginning of 2026. And if you have any fun projects for this year. I know I have a lot. I don't want to like promise too many because I feel like once I say that I'm gonna do something, I feel really bad if I don't. But I do have a lot of really cool goals for 2026. And one of those is to be more consistent on social media. So hopefully you'll see at least more like little casual videos like this. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you have a great rest of your week.